Hello and welcome to Stadium East in beautiful St. Andrew, Jamaica. The Manning Cup continues with Group A and we have all the action live on SportsMax, your home of champions. A doubleheader is lined up for you today. Up first, we'll see three-time champions Charlie Smith go up against Calabar High. Just to update you on the weather, it's quite sunny here with a little bit of clouds, 30 degrees Celsius and a 59% chance of rain. Hello to our viewers watching on SportsMax TV, CEEN TV, CVM, watching on our YouTube channel and on the SportsMax app. I'm Cody and Jackson and with me is Christine Charles.
Hi Cody, and good afternoon to our audience. Welcome to another exciting day here at Stadium East. Now today we'll be focusing on Group A action, and I know definitely will be exciting. We have Calabar High going up against Charlie Smith. Now this is Charlie Smith's second to last game, so if it is they do win, they'll be able to maintain their second place on the table. And if Calabar does win, then they'll be able to get those 3 points and move up the ranks.
I agree, Christine. Today is a very important day for all teams playing today. Even St. George's College and Jamaica College will be watching the first matches closely, hoping that it ends in a draw, to make their campaign a bit easier and move up on the table.
That's right, and I know Kingston Technical is not playing today. However, they are comfortably seated at the top of the table, so it really is a battle for second place. And I really want to urge our viewers to give their opinions, give their views. So go on SportsMax Live, go on Instagram and on Twitter and use the hashtag ISSASBF.
That's right, I can't wait to read your comments. Now we're going to hear a little bit more about Group A from our commentary team, Donna Oliver and Dwight Jeremiah.
Thanks, Cody. Thanks, Christine. Yep, it is a matchup to look forward to. This first one, of course, the big match a little bit later on. But former champions very much center stage here at the National Stadium East Field. First up, Calabar against Charlie Smith. Again, so much fight in these two teams. But because the fact they've lost points earlier this week, they want to rebound and win today.
Yes, definitely. That's when you have your team and you're coming off a loss, you definitely want to have a good result in your next game. And when you look at the table, both teams, it is vital for them to win today.
For Charlie Smith, Damar Brown in particular has been instrumental for the team based in Arnick Gardens. Of course, he has scored 4 goals. He's the only goal scorer in the Charlie Smith squad. So definitely he's the leader on the field.
A leader on the field, and it's good and bad when you have that. You have somebody who's carrying the team that the team can look to. A focal point is there. The only bad thing about it is that your opponent will look at it and say he's the man who is getting the goals, so we just need to deal with him. And you suspect that could be the ploy today, and as such other players around him will have to step up when he attract attention, and they will have to use the space that would be provided.
The good thing is that it's not that he's delivering because he has acres of space. They know that he's a danger man even in previous matches, so he has been able to battle the pressure that has been on him on the field as well as off the field.
Yeah, that is true, Donald. So he has some quality, but he's up against a team that has conceded only 1 goal over 3 games so far. So as a unit, Calabar, they are a good team, and he will have his work cut out. But as you say, if it's quality, then he will find a space.
Of course, a number of these teams pretty young as far as age is concerned and as far as their maturity in the Manning Cup. So they have to work around him in particular. The same can be said of Calabar in terms of them being in a rebuilding process, but I think they probably have the advantage more than the other teams based on the fact that they're coming well from the under 16 level, having done really well just a couple of years ago before the pandemic began. So let's hear how they are coping ahead of this game.
Former champions Calabar High is precariously perched at mid-table in Group A of the ISSA Manning Cup with 4 points from their 3 matches played so far. A 0-0 draw in their opener against Jamaica College was followed by a 5-0 hammering of Bridgeport before a demoralizing 1-0 loss to Kingston High. The Lions will be hoping that their Jamaica Premier League experienced players, Rashiki Kelson and Christopher Ainsworth, can help them to find back their mojo as the competition heats up. For striker Kelson, playing 5 games in the Premier League has given him the added boost to step up and represent the green and black.
This Premier League is like the highest level in Jamaica. I know I've played quite a amount of match in the Premier League. I think it's going to do a whole lot of damage in the schoolboy football for me. I got to give credit to Arnett because while I was on camp, I'm able to do class and play at the same time. So I give credit to Arnett for that, helped me out with that.
Having players the likes of Kelson and Ainsworth in the Calabar setup has given head coach David Layla the confidence to prepare his team with a winning mentality, knowing that experience is in the ranks.
When you have winners amongst you, we always hope that they'll just generate the kind of energy that the other players will catch and run with, and so the confidence they play will also help the other French player or the other players that come along with them. So it's a good thing to have that. Always good to have winners amongst the team.
With Charlie Smith on the radar, Kelson is hoping that his influence can bring forth more success for the Lions.
Personally for me, I think I want to have at least over 10 goals and a lot of assists, because personally I like to do assists more than goals.
Calabar, of course, they have been struggling though, and in their last match it really haunted them at the very end, with Kingston High scoring an outrageous goal in the 90th minute of play. But that's not to say that Charles Smith Calabar didn't have the opportunities to go ahead in that game and to win that game, but again they just weren't clinical.
I think what happened also in that game is that they had a lot of the possession. It's difficult when you have 10-11 players behind the ball, but I think what they didn't carve out was real high quality chances. So they had a lot of shots from distance, and they had a lot of balls in the right areas, but just didn't get off quality shots, and I think that's what hurt them last time out. They say they're ready for that if that were to happen today, but I think the quality of the chances they got was what was their undoing the last time out.
Almost got the feeling that they weren't quick enough as well in possession, and that's made it even more comfortable for Kingston High.
That was a very good point, Donald, because yes, I was watching the game and I saw the fact that when Kingston High do attack, and they did commit a few numbers forward, Calabar didn't play well in the attacking transition, and so they went from a transitional play to an organised attack against defence, and that really didn't work out for them.
And of course this outrageous bit of play in the end proving the winner for Kingston High, and even now the school can't believe it, but on the volley from the halfway line, wisdom with the effort. And I tell you what, the skipper, he was going to be man of the match before that, and then just insane the ending, and disappointment for Calabar. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with so much more as we look ahead to Calabar against Charlie Smith right after this. It's usually a scorcher here at the National Stadium East Field, but overcast skies just overlooking the playing area. Of course, the National Stadium right beside this National Stadium East Field, all a part of the Independence Park complex here. And as we look ahead to this first matchup for today, let's show you what's going to be happening on SportsMax 2 in La Liga on Saturday, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 ECT Alaves against Celta Vigo. And a little bit later on at 10:15 a.m., 11:15 ECT, Valencia against Rayo Vallecano. And on Saturday on SportsMax, Mallorca will do battle with Getafe. And as we take a look at the results in the group so far, let's look at what Charlie Smith have been up to. And they got the better of Kingston Technical by 2-1. That's before KT got in some serious form. Charlie Smith defeated Kingston High by 2-0 and went down to Jamaica College by 2-0 and also lost 1-0 to Bridgeport High. So they're looking to get back on the winning side of things. So to Calabar High, who drew their first game at 0-0 scoreline with the defending champions Jamaica College, they went on to beat Bridgeport by 5-0 before losing, of course, the last-minute effort there to Kingston High by 1-0. So because of those results, these are the standings. Kingston Technical on 9 points from their 4 matches. They are 3 ahead of Charlie Smith and St. George's College. St. George's, of course, with a game in hand. Calabar, also with a game in hand. They have 4 points. It's a tight group because Jamaica College is right there in 5th position on 4 points. Of course, the top 2 will go through, and there's a chance for the 3rd place to be one of 2 to advance to the next round as well.
Looking at the table, it's really not telling the true picture because, as we looked at Charlie Smith in second, but they would have played a game more than Calabar. So you feel both teams want to win today, but you feel for Charlie Smith it's vitally important that they win today because with a game played more than Calabar were to win, then they would leapfrog them and would have a game in hand still. And as you see, it's shaping up to be a very tight group.
Kingston High and Bridgeport, the other matchup that's going to be taking place at the Spanish Town Prison Oval at 3 o'clock. Of course, right after this game at the Stadium East Field, St. George's College will meet up with Jamaica College. They have met on quite a few occasions in the recent past, with Calabar High coming out 3-1 victors back in 2017, as well as 2-0 winners in the same year. In 2015, they recorded a 2-1 win over Calabar. So there you go, Calabar seeking to get some results over this Charlie Smith team. Of course, they've been around for 46 years. Their traditional colors are brown and yellow. They have a population of 688, and they have 3 Manning Cup crowns to their name. They know that effort is the key to success. And let's hear from the man in charge of this Charlie Smith team.
Coming off a disappointing result in your last game, what aspect of your team's play you feel must improve if you are to get a positive result today?
Togetherness and more commitment.
Okay, in that situation, you're ahead of your opponent coming into this one. You would have played a game more. How vital is it for you to win today in what is shaping up to be a very close group?
Well, both teams need the points, but I think Charlie Smith needed more.
Damar Brown has been good for you so far. He's coming up against a very good Calabar defense. What is it that he has to do today to get some purchase?
Put him back in some shooting boots.
He always has a lot to say, our head coach, but he's right in terms of our player to watch and him needing to put on the scoring boots. But does that add some even more pressure to Damar up front?
It really does. Like I said, when you're the one carrying the bulk of the scoring, 100% of his team goals have come from his boots. He will know that he has to deliver today, and it will show the mettle of the boy, because if he comes up trumps for them today, it shows that he not only has quality but really has a good character, and a lot rests with him today.
Well, Eugene Williams has already spoken highly of him, and he expects even more. Well, as far as Calabar is concerned, they also have 3 Manning Cup crowns to their name, and they'll be hoping to add a 4th this year. Their population is 1,700. They've been around for only 109 years. And of course, the green and black of Riddles Road, their motto, the utmost for the highest. Let's hear from their coach as they look ahead to this matchup.
Unable to effectively break down your opponents last time out, what are you expecting your team to do differently in their build-up play to get more purchase today?
Well, it will all depend on what the other team will be doing, because if they do the same thing like what that team did last week, then certainly we have planned for that.
Okay, on that note then, what concerns you the most about this Charlie Smith team, and how do you plan to deal with it?
I would not say that I have any concern about the Charlie Smith game. What I have concern with is my team and how well they play.
So far, the results would suggest that your team has been a bit inconsistent. What do you think is contributing to that, and is that a concern to you?
Well, when you bring in different players at different times, sometimes to get the gel is tricky. And so I think what happened last week was the gelling of the team. They never came together as well as we had expected. But nevertheless, if you had looked at the game, you realize that we were very attacking. We were just unfortunate not to have gotten a goal from out of that game.
The mindset of your players, would have been disappointed to have conceded so late in that manner. Was it difficult to lift them for today, or you feel they're ready?
It was difficult for everybody, but we have moved them past that, and so they're just focused on this game today.
Rashid Kelson is a boy from Augustown. He was at Papine last time out, and he also represents Anik Gans as well. He deserves more than the one goal to his name because he has a lot of talent, this boy, but I think he just needs to be more involved in the plays.
Well, he's playing in the number 10 and as well a midfielder. But the team must recognize that he's the creator for them and must go through him. Too often you have players, and sometimes as a coach you have to just tell them, look, he's the creator, and every time we go forward he must be involved in the play. As well as an individual, he has to show some more character and say, hey, give me the ball, not just ask for it, but demand that the ball comes to him. And if his team is going to do well today, you suspect he's going to have to raise a level in that respect.
Well, it's time for another commercial break here from the Stadium East Field. The teams are warming up, and on the other side you'll see the lineups and you'll also see kickoffs. Stay with us.